In this special limited series, I'm taking you behind the curtain of the 2025 Bendigo Business Excellence Awards. Join me as I spotlight the winners of each category and discover what makes them truly exceptional. And what better way to kick off this limited series by getting Hayley Tibbett, the CEO of Bendigo, who hosts the Business Excellence Awards, to sit down and interview me for the Creative Industries Award, which Hebron Films had the honour of taking out this year. Well, Hayley, we are in slightly different seats this morning. Welcome to the podcast studio. You are... Actually, we're doing a little role reversal here, right?
We are today, yes.
So, Hayley, I really appreciate you coming in as the CEO of Bendigo. I thought you would be the perfect person on this limited series that is about the Business Excellence Awards to be the one to ask me some questions.
I thought so too. I love it that you're always on this side asking the questions.
Yeah.
And now I get to be on this side asking you a few questions. So are you ready?
Yeah. Look, I'm as ready as I'll ever be.
Well, first of all, I suppose we just want to know, we want you to describe your business, how you see your business, what are the services you offer, and who do you deliver them to?
Well, Hebron Films is a video production company, but it's a little bit different than your average production company. A few years ago, I realized that people don't actually want videos, Hayley. They don't want them. Nobody wants them. People want what the result that the video is going to achieve for them. That's what they really want. They want to communicate something. They want information to be retained by someone. They want someone to be excited. They want their brand to be the awareness of their brand to be spread further. They want a whole bunch of things, but they don't want video. And so what I was delivering at the time in the first few years of business, I was coming to the market with, hey, I can make really good-looking videos. And people were going, oh, yeah. Sure, we need the video, but we don't actually want the video. And so what I shifted to was a model and a service delivery that focused on what a video could achieve, and then actually upskilled myself in marketing and communications to understand how we could design videos to achieve the results that people actually wanted and were coming to us with. You know, I often say I had people, I deliver a video and it was a good looking video, but people would upload it, upside down on YouTube with the file name as the name on YouTube, and then they'd come back to me and say, Caleb, it didn't do anything.
It didn't work.
And I kept scratching my head going, yeah. Well, we've made the tool, but you can't, if you're in a different sphere, you've got a hammer and you've got a wonderfully crafted hammer and you just put it on the bench and don't do anything with it, it's useless, right?
Exactly. And in small business, we all know we don't know the answers to everything.
Yep.
So working with a business that can actually help provide that. I'm actually going to take a step back because when did Hebron actually start? How long ago? When did you actually – and where does Hebron, the name, what does it actually mean to you?
Yeah. So Hebron Films, I started it in 2013 with a mate of mine at the time, Levi Ingram, absolute legendary producer. He and I started the business because we saw the need for higher quality video production in regional Victoria. But the name is kind of a fun story. I actually had the first person or the first or second person ever to guess what that logo is. I don't think I've ever asked you, Hayley. If you would guess, what does it look like?
It's a person carrying something.
Yes, you're right. Yes, you've got it right. But the person is actually Samson, and he is carrying the gates of Gaza. Very obscure. No one would generally pick it up. I've only ever had two in 12 years guess that that's Samson carrying the gates of Gaza. He puts them in a hill that faces Hebron. That's a part of the story that's recorded in the Bible. And so when we were looking for a name for this business, this video production business, I was looking through, I wanted something that was going to kind of speak into my future. And I've got a dream to make that story into an epic feature film, right? Like a 300 level kind of feature.
That's the dream.
Yeah, that's the dream, right? That's like down the track sometime. And so I thought, look, I'd like something that kind of projects into my future. And we were looking at this story, and a friend of mine suggested, have you ever thought about Hebron? And I thought, it's an Israeli city. Like, why would I name that? But when we looked into it, the city actually became a city of the Levites from the tribe of Levi. And Levi was my business partner. But it was also given to Caleb, my namesake, in the Bible as his inheritance for taking the promised land when the Israelite nation came in there. And so this city is like a part of Samson's story, and it's given to Caleb, and it was a city that home to the tribe of Levi. I was like, what's going on here? And so I thought, look, that'll do. Yeah.
Oh, that's great. It just ties back in, and it ties to you and your passion for what you're doing. Yeah. And I think they're the stories that people it means something to you emotionally as well. Yeah,
and it's funny, Hayley, that I find business names are a really interesting thing, because a business name and the logo really doesn't matter to the market as much as what the experience that the market has of your business. So, for example, Hebron Films, Hebron City in Israel, films, we don't make films. We make videos. It doesn't say anything about where we are or what we do, but it's worked fine for us, right? Why? Because it's what sits behind the brand, and what sits behind in terms of a service delivery and what people know you for is. It's not as important as some people think it is, I think.
No, but it's a name they will remember. Yeah. And I think that's it, isn't it? Having that name that you can build your service on.
I get Hebron a lot.
Really?
Yep, Hebron. But it is Hebron, yeah.
Well, luckily I've always got that bit right.
You have.
So in the wider industry, where do you think Hebron Films sits and what sets you apart?
Yeah, I think it is that strategic lens we put over things. So we have a core set of videos that we deliver. We've been doing this for a long time, and with that marketing lens and strategy lens, we've worked out that there's 3 main videos that every business needs in order to as a platform, kind of starting point of effective use of video in their business. And so we've packaged those up into our video marketing package. So we sell that as our kind of core offering. But then as you go further than that, the question becomes, what else and how else can we integrate video into the business to save us time, to increase the quality of leads coming in, all sorts of things. How do we utilize video to grow the business? And so our video strategy offering is really it's a marketing agency kind of lens that we look through at a business, and we say, what are your existing processes? What's your marketing strengths and weaknesses? And we kind of plug those weaknesses and amplify the strengths with video. So we plan out a whole year's worth of video content for a business that they're going to be able to implement step by step to really leverage video to the greatest outcome that they could. So that's it. A standard video production company. You would go to them and say, hey, this is what I want. And they say, okay, sure. This is how to make it look good. When you come to Hebron Films, you say, this is what I want. And I say, why? Why do you want that? What do you want it to do for you? And is that the best way to achieve the outcome that you want? And sometimes it's not. Like sometimes it's not even video. Someone tells me what the outcome they want is, and I say, we actually have to have a much better performing website before you can leverage video on that.
When you started the business, I'm guessing you didn't think you'd be talking to people about this down the track.
No.
You were thinking you were making videos.
Yeah, too right.
And that's been quite an evolving thing within the business.
Yeah, it has.
Do you see where this is going to lead in the future? Have you got any other plans now that you've got to this point? Yeah. Do you see that changing again? Are you ready to move on to the next thing or take what happens next?
Yeah, it's a great question. I have got an insight into so many different businesses over the years and have developed what I feel is a good insight and a good ability to see where a business can grow and optimize their performance even outside of video. So on the Hebron Films side, we're actually at a point now where we've got scalable systems, we've got a scalable team, we've got scalable products, and it's taken a long time to get things simple. Hayley, it's like you would understand, right? As a business owner yourself, like you've been through that journey of going, how long does it take to make something simple and repeatable and scalable? And so we're at that point now where the future for Hebron Films is that we will be able to help more regional businesses perform on the world stage with relatable strategic video. That's our tagline. But I'm really excited to see where we can take the business and not just service, most of our customers are Central Victoria. I'd say another 40% of them are spread across the country, and very limited few overseas. But we're keen to expand that and to grow and to do that in a way that can achieve the same result we're known for every single time for all different types of clients. And we love regional. So we love regional people. We love regional businesses. And, there's so much work out there that I can't do it all. So I thought, why not I focus on the people that I really want to have a great impact on.
And that's right. And we love regional businesses.
Yeah.
And
Yes, we do.
We absolutely do. And that's beyond Bendigo. That's in the whole of, our area that you can travel to.
Yeah.
Do you travel much?
Yeah.
You did say that you have nationally. So do you find that you're getting those calls from outside of Victoria?
Yeah, we have some consultants and some other marketing agencies that we work with that bring us on board when they need a video partner, and they don't have the capability internally. So some good examples are there's a fair bit of work in northern New South Wales with some ag consultants that we work with. So we travel up there a fair bit. We've got, where else? Southern New South Wales, a little bit of Tasmania. So the spread is quite wide. In terms of how we do that, I've got a really solid list of contractors, and I'm part of a group of video production companies.
I was wondering if that was just airline flights all around Australia or how you were going to.
Well, the project we did in Tassie was with a private jet company, so they took us down.
Nice. One of the perks.
That was excellent. But the way we are able to service our client in Montreal, Canada, for example, is that I'm part of a global group of video businesses that are all striving to be the best they can be. So that enables me to tap into contractors that I can trust and assemble the right team for the job. And so these jobs up in northern New South Wales, we can hire team from Sydney, or we can, in Queensland, I've hired team in Brisbane and then flown up there myself or brought the producer up there. So there's a lot of flexibility. Like we are, that's what I was touching on before in terms of a scalable team. we don't really have a fixed capacity because I can scale up and down depending on what the amount of work.
The market.
The amount of work coming in, and that enables me to actually place the right people for the right job rather than being limited to, these are the things that we do best internally, and we're kind of if something comes in that's a bit left of field, then sorry. That's not the case. I can draw on the skills of a really wide range of amazing producers and shooters, and then we bring it all back in-house to edit.
And that's a good thing, isn't it? Like when you're in a small business, there's only so much you can do yourself.
Yeah.
And it's actually realising that there are others that you can call upon who are great in their industries and what they do.
Yeah.
But it actually enhances what you're doing.
Yeah.
And doesn't lose the impact of that either and the name that you represent.
Yeah.
It's so good. How do you feel now that you've won your category? Because you won their creative industries, apart from being finalist in a couple of other categories, as well as your solo category of young leader.
Yeah.
But winning your category for the Excellence Awards, how did that make you feel this year?
Yeah, it was pretty amazing. I was a finalist 2 years ago in the same category, the first year that category was run, and that was a great experience. And we'd come a long way since then. And I thought, oh look, I feel like we've got a good chance. And to be honest, I was a finalist in 3, and I wasn't really sure. I thought we might have been a good chance for a different one. And when they called Hebron Films out. It was a bit of a shock, actually.
Did you have a speech prepared?
No, I didn't. No, I grossly overestimated my ability to say what I would want to say with the kind of sudden nature of it. So I thought, nah, look, I almost speak for a living, right? I'll be fine. And then they called Hebron Films out, and I was like a deer in the headlights. I was like, okay, that's me. Right, now I've got to go up to the front. And I'm walking up there, and I'm like, oh my goodness.
Head spinning.
Yeah, head spinning, right? I'm like, oh, have I got all the people? And it was it was a bit of a shock, and it was a wonderful delight and honor. But when I got up there, I was like, yep, should have written a speech.
Well, I can tell you from past experience, I did write a speech one year and I did win.
Yeah.
And it still made no difference. I got up there and but anyway, I felt somewhat prepared beforehand.
Yeah, it was okay, but yeah. No, it was a great night. Like the turnout for that event was just wonderful to see, and to have it hosted in the Bendigo Stadium, Red Energy Arena, was wonderful. It was the best event yet.
Well, thank you from our side of it.
Yeah, your team nailed it.
I've been through it for a long years, actually nominating and being a finalist, and now getting to run it, which is just such an honour for me. Yeah. But yes, it's quite. It's a big thrill, actually, at the moment, seeing the awards at the space that they are. But we've just got to go back and thank Rotary for actually bringing it and having that idea to start it originally, that we get to carry that banner on for them. Yeah. Just going back to the process of it all, because it is quite a process for everybody involved, for all those people who do an application and try again. You don't always succeed the first time to actually make it to the finals, because it is a very competitive. But what value did you take out of it, and how did you find the process as a whole?
I think it's very reasonable, the depth that you have to go to with the application, because I think I've got to keep in mind that the judges don't necessarily know anything about my business.
Correct.
And so I can't just expect that because someone nominated me that the judges are going to know that I'm great and I'm just going to answer a few simple questions and they're going to be like, yeah, you're pretty good, you can have the award. Like, they've got to have a lot of information to judge people against, right? And so I really enjoy that process. I have and I've thought about a lot of those similar topics that are raised in the process, but what I find is it helps refine, the more you communicate the same thing, the better you get at it. And so the being prompted to talk about the structure, the vision, the risks, the value proposition of the business, and all those kind of things, again through that application process means that I'm refining it and I'm getting better at communicating that. So it's actually been super, super helpful every time I've gone through it. But yeah, this year, it was still challenging. But
and
but
things do change in that period.
Yeah,
so
big
you've
time.
just got to
big time.
But I think having done it multiple times, you can just build on it as well, and it just highlights the things that maybe you hadn't thought about as much before. So we know with business always it's a constant learning curve. Yeah, so nothing stays the same. No. Everything evolves, and how you're going to evolve with it.
Especially small business, right? Like we have to wear so many hats as small business owners, and so you don't often, unless you set aside the time intentionally, which is hard to do.
Absolutely,
you don't actually dive into those topics very often. Unless you have to communicate them.
And we also, stop working in the business as much, work on the business. It's all very good to say, but it is hard to find that extra time in the 24 hours that we have in each day to do those things. But we know that when we do it, there is a reward for actually taking that step and spending that time on your business.
Yeah, you can't actually step out of your business and build an actual business that can thrive without everything being on your shoulders if you don't think about those things, if you don't think about the bigger picture and where you're going and how you're going to get there. So, I think it's a great process.
Yep, absolutely. Well, thank you. So now you've won. What is the impact that's having on the business, and what do you see that future 12 months to be?
Well, it's been wild actually. In the last few months, we were coming into the awards very busy with a high demand on our services, and we've seen things shift. I know it's not been in every industry, but in ours, definitely there's been a shift in confidence and spending from other businesses in the marketing space. And so that has, skyrocketed and recovered us from the challenge that was last year. Oh my golly, 24, terrible. Just the economy had a huge impact on the way people were spending, and that went straight to businesses. I don't need to tell anyone about that. That's but we were bouncing back, and then the after the award, I got multiple calls from people who actually just specifically referenced that they found out about us at the awards, and because of the media that we had after that. And so I was like, wow, all right, we can do more. But it was really wonderful to see it working like that, because that's what you would hope and expect, and the awards as they are actually a fantastic way to show the Bendigo community and wider the level of business that you operate, and put you on the radar of people that you may not have been aware of you. And we've been around for like 12 years, right? But there's still people who have no idea about us.
Oh, absolutely. And I'm sure that there were people in that room, that there were businesses that you've never heard of before as well.
Of course.
So, it's every year I think, I see the applications come through and think, I didn't even know about them. So, and then you hear their stories, and some are phenomenal.
Yeah.
I mean, anybody that's in business at the moment should be damn proud of themselves, because it's not easy.
No.
And it is really good. But it's so fantastic to hear those stories and know that people are still passionate enough about an idea to actually start a business.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Oh, so cool. So going to next year, have you got any advice you want to give to anybody who's thinking about applying?
Yeah, definitely. And it's what I've heard on nearly every one of these episodes that I've recorded so far, right, is the same message keeps going, and I'll reiterate it, is if you're thinking about it, I encourage you to do it, to apply. If you get nominated, someone thinks you're doing a good job, and it's a great opportunity to have a look at the business, to get that bigger picture view, but it gives you so much. Even if you don't win, it gives you a wonderful process to follow. But the night, it's the awards gala dinner is like one of the coolest business events on the whole calendar, and it's just a great night out. So there's nothing to lose by applying, and tips I'd give would be to not try and be too standard or formulaic or professional with your, put this professional wording kind of lens on.
Be yourself.
Yes.
Make sure that you shine through the application.
Be creative and be different, and just like lay it all out there, because you've got to remember that it's humans reading there's judges reading this, and they want to know like what sets you apart, and don't try and write something that you think is the right answer. Write something that's your truth, and put all of yourself in there, because that's all that people want to know and want to see.
Exactly. Well, thank you so much. I have many other questions, having listened to many of your podcast episodes and hearing you ask people questions. Maybe not the time and the place now, but I think everybody would love to hear a podcast with you on the other side.
Oh, thanks, Hayley. It's just been such an honour to have you sit in this chair and to support a little micro project with Remarkable Regional Business through Bendigo. It's just a genius team up. So I just want to thank you and honour you for bringing
right back at you. We really appreciate everything you do, and thank you for giving me the opportunity to actually be asking the questions today.
Hey, thanks so much for tuning into this episode as part of the limited series Team Up with Bendigo and Hebron Films, featuring the winners of the 2025 Business Excellence Awards. There are 13 episodes in total in this mini-series, so if you're at all curious about the other award recipients, then head over and check them out. We also have a new episode of Remarkable Regional Business dropping every fortnight, so please follow us wherever you get your podcasts. And finally, if you know someone who has or runs a great regionally based business and has a remarkable story to tell, then I would love to get them into the studio and tell it. You can dob them in at hebronfilms.com/podcast.